Okay, hello darlings and welcome back. We are going on to the part that everybody loves to hate and hate the love, the texturing. That sounded cool, didn't it? So we're going to talk about texturing right now, and we're going to create a basic shadow map. So, it helps out when you want to make templates or something and give to your friends. Oops, I didn't separate this one. So let me separate this real quick by materials. Alright. So we are going to make a simple bake map or shadow map or whatever, and we're going to take that into Blender. Not Blender. Take this into Photoshop as well as our t-shirt, and we're going to paint on it and create our own custom t-shirts. So let's dive in and get that done with. So what we need to do is first go to our material tab of the t-shirt, which is this little sphere right here, and you see that it is colored purple from Marvelous Designer. We need to change this from purple to white, and you can just turn all the RGBs up to 1 and that will give you white. If we leave it purple, when we go to bake our texture, the shadow map will be purple instead of white or gray. So that's not something that we want. So unless that is what you want, but no, let's not do that. White, it helps out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just work on the t-shirt. I'm going to skip the pants altogether because the t-shirt is more fun. And I don't really have time to show you how to texture t-shirts and pants. It's the same thing. So it's fun to make t-shirts. Anyway. So what we're going to do with our t-shirts is we're going to click on it. We're going to press tab. And this is at the point where you're going to decide whether or not you want to keep your UV maps the same size or you want to make it bigger. It's up to you either way. Sometimes you want to make it bigger so you can get more texture space on here. But whatever you choose to do, make sure you do it before you export. If you decide that, hey, I want to change the UV map, I want to, you export it and then, wait. If you export the t-shirt first, then come back into Blender and mess with the UV maps, your texture is not going to line up with the things that you have already exported. So you want to mess with your UVs first, then export. So that is what we're going to do now. I'm going to turn off that proportional edit, and I'm going to press G, and I'm just going to throw this over here for a quick. I'm going to press B, then S, and scale the front of the shirt. Make it here. Actually, that's pretty big. Front of the shirt, and I'm going to do the same thing with this. And make the back of the shirt like so. So it's a little bit bigger, and this helps me out. So now we have the front t-shirt, back t-shirt, occupying as much space in here as I can. Oh, I have sync on, so press A, then L, then G, and then move it over. Alright, so we're occupying as much space as possible in the texture, and everything is all great. So now we have our UVs laid out the way we want it to. We are going to create a new texture to go here for our baking pleasure. So you're just going to press N and go here. And we're going to actually change it to ×2. Oops. I found that when working with Marvelous Designer, you actually need to make the UV mapping pretty big. So what I want to do is, when it comes to, let me close this again. When we create a new texture, we're going to double click on where it says width, and you're going to press Shift 8, which creates an asterisk, and you're going to press 2. So asterisk 2, and it's going to automatically do the math for you and say you want to multiply that by 2, or you can multiply it by 2 in your head. Either way, we need 2048 into these 2. And now don't worry, Second Life is going to shrink that down to 1048, 1024, whatever half of that is. So you don't have to get on like, hey, that's too big. Now, Second Life will resize it later. So don't worry about it. So what we need to do now is start our baking, because we have our texture here. We have it applied onto our map. We're going to go to the world, and we're going to enable ambient occlusion, so AL. And we're going to turn our samples up to like 10. The magic number is 22, but 10 only for now, because well, I want the baking to be done quick, and my computer's already dying. You hear it. So once you have that sample done, you're going to click on this little camera button right here. Scroll down until you see bake. So click bake. And we're just going to switch it from full render to ambient. And then hit bake. And you'll see the little progress bar up here. Fun fact, things that are quads actually bake faster than triangles. So I guess that's one reason why some people say quads are the best, but yeah, either way. So I'm just going to let it bake since it's going pretty fast. Or we can just pause it and wait for it to bake and come back. So I'll be right back. Okay, it's done baking. And when we go and click on it, if I can, you'll see we have a shadow map. Now if we zoom all the way in here, you'll see that there are these grits and this looks gritty, and you got a bunch of these dark triangle thingies here. Now you can get a better quality map by turning your samples up to a higher number. I have it at 10. You can actually double that. You can push it as far as you want. I remember there was a girl in the Avastar chat who said she turns her samples all the way up to 200, which is super excessive, but that's how good she wanted the grit and quality to be. So it really is up to you how high you want it. I've taken the medium to low quality route because, yeah, it's for demonstrations, but it really is up to you how far you can push your computer. So now that we have our bake map already done, we're going to save it. So you just go to over here on your UV side, and you go image and then save as, and we're just gonna give you a few little plus clicks here. I'd like to do that, and then I hit save as. So now it's all ready. We're just going to export our garment, and we're going to just click on it and go file, export, and save as an OBJ. And I want to name this bunny shirt .obj. Now you want to make sure, just like when you export it out the model, that only selection only is checked, or it will get the whole project. And then you want to hit export, and then that's it. We're ready to start painting in Photoshop.